Good evening and welcome to Wednesday night on Gar Black. Normally a Warhammer Wednesday, but now it's going to have to be a Warp Space Wednesday. We're doing the Traveller campaign, published campaign, Pirates of Drinax. I've got the usual gang here with me, along with our extra person, Simon, who I'm sure will fit right in. But yes, so we're doing a published. We have been sponsored as well by Mongoose. Just want to say thank you very much to them. Fantastic. We're going to be giving away a hardback book of the rule book at the end of the session. So please stay with us to the end, and you'll all have chance. All the people in Twitch will have a chance of winning the updated core rulebook. So yeah, here we are in Pirates of Drinax, all taking place in the Trojan Reach, which is a large amount of space in between the Imperium and the Aslan hierarchy. And there's going to be lots of things to do. Big sandbox campaign. So yeah, Traveller Wednesdays, or Once Upon a Time in the Trojan Reach, as we could call it. But yeah, here's my play. Last week we did a character creation session. We've changed one of the characters since then, and we was originally going to do the Deepnight Revelation, but we decided to go with this one because it would fit more with the style of play and the episodic things that we do on Gar Black. So I'm sure you'll enjoy this even more. But yeah, lastly, before I introduce you to the players, once again, thank you so much to Mongoose Games for sponsoring us. Really honoured that you've done that. Right, so we'll start with Dan P.
Hi.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
I would like you to tell us all about your character, Dan.
Okay, so tonight I am playing Fenrir Longfang. He is a Varga, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, wolf-like bipedal creatures, uplifted from Earth around 3000 BC, I believe, according to the readings that I wrote in the book. He is a former Corsair captain, known as a rogue in the book, pirate career path. And he's, as you would expect of a older pirate, he's done some things, seen some things, and he's got some scars to show off. But yeah, that's him.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And on to Roger.
Hi, I'm Roger. I am playing Harkon, who is a noble dilettante. He's spent his life swanning around the galaxy in his yacht, drinking, partying, and doing all of the things that a prince wants to do without doing anything really useful.
Okay. Thank you, Roger. And on to Dan M.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Other Dan. Thank you very much for having me. Looking forward to doing some Traveller. Never actually done it before, or played the system, or been in the setting, so I am very excited. I am playing a down-and-out retired former homicide detective called Mike Abbott. He's had a long and sketchy life. First of all, dropping out of university, then kind of wandering and bumming his way around the galaxy, not literally. Has a drug habit. Tried to go on the straight and narrow as a police officer. Wound up in prison. Got out of prison. Sort of few things in his career that made him quite jaded. Corruption at the top and all that sort of stuff. Ended up going undercover again. Decided to take retirement, but the police pension just doesn't quite cut it. Unfortunately, it's not actually enough to live on. So he's had to go freelance, and there he is.
Excellent. Then on to our our American friend, Aaron.
Hey everybody, I'm Aaron, and tonight I'll be playing Vigo Hyde, the Scion. He was his earliest memories are of WIPOC, the one of the 2 actual certified psionic institutes in the Imperium, where he was raised and tested. When he got to 18, he was invited or / drafted into a covert psi soldier program of the Imperium Navy. And he spent 4 years in there, but he chafed under being considered a secondary citizen or an asset instead of the scion that he is. So he fled, went to another world, another system, and sank into, you could say, the hive depths of it, and started using his gifts for his own well-being, illicit gains, where he was found by members of the Church of the Transcendent, an organization or a religion, or the Children of the Transcendent, that is, a religion that promotes the ascendancy of scions as the evolutionary next evolutionary step in humanity. And for over a decade, he became a holy warrior for them, traveling throughout systems, breaking scions out of bad situations and smuggling them to colonies and safe houses, and even out of the Imperium into the Zodani, just to ensure their safety. But after a decade, he got involved with an Imperium intelligence officer who was tracking down a sentient trafficking ring, and they found out that it was a clairvoyant who was responsible for keeping this group ahead of the investigation. And this so disgusted Vigo Hyde that he, when they captured him, he used Null to burn the psionics out of this clairvoyant. And when he explained that to the Children of the Transcendent, they immediately excommunicated him. So now he's wanted in the Imperium as a scion and excommunicated by his own people. So he's set out to try to find a place that he fits in the world or the universe.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Thank you for that, Aaron. And last but not least, we've got Simon.
Hello. So I'm playing Terence Thorne, or Agent Thorne. He was born into a Belter family, so he likes asteroids and anything space rocky is good for him. He went off to university and got recruited into the Imperial. What's it called? He's basically an agent, and he went off on several missions. Had to run away from a revolution. And then he decided to join the Scouts, not like, Dib, but the Space Scouts. And he did a bit of exploring and has finally found himself back, kind of doing a bit of archaeology in the kind of mining industry. And that's where we are now. But he is often known as Agent Thorne. He likes that.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Simon. That's fantastic. So, yeah, we're going to be doing this campaign. All of us are fairly rusty with Traveller, so please bear with us to start with. And what we'll do is, if we have to look things up, we'll tell you the page numbers as well for all those of you that are learning along with us. But what we are rusty on with mechanics will make up for role playing and general character interaction, I'm sure. But yeah, okay. So we'll start with, I'll use the character names. So we've got Vigo, Mike, and Thorn. You got together after leaving your current careers. You all knew each other through the agency, mainly through Thorn. Thorn was here, there, and everywhere. Vigo, you never met Mike, but you have through Thorn now. So you've decided to sort of put yourselves out for some free trading or mercenary work, or bitting and bobbing around just to keep yourselves interested. You also are aware of a lady who used to work in admin within the agency called Marcella Lawson, who is now she gets jobs and fixes jobs for people, and she's basically told you before that she's on a station on the world of Ogma, a high port, not the low port, and she's a job broker basically. So you're traveling there. Now you're without a spaceship at the moment, so you've managed to get yourself a bit of a job on a free fast trader ship called the Grim Gideon. Okay, that is captained by Jarvis Parker. So yeah, he prefers to be known as Parker, and he's got a hull full of goods that he's taken to Ogma, to the airport, where he's supposed to have a buyer. So you've sort of cadged the lift and you're helping with this. Yeah, and that's where you find yourself. Now, Fenrir, you too, after your shenanigans in your background, you've sort of wanted to find another sort of gang, another group, another way of getting yourself some money together. So yeah, you were looking around and you got yourself a job as a pilot on the Grim Gideon. So you're part of the crew and you're on your way to a place called Ogma. Now, you all will know that Ogma is basically a vat of thieves, smugglers, pirates, slavery. It's basically if there was if there was a similar place, you'd think of Mos Eisley in Star Wars. But you do know that the high port isn't run by the pirates. The high port is indeed, bear with me please, it's run by a corporation that I've forgotten. I do apologise for the wait. Yeah, so the starport is run by GD Co, and you've heard that it's particularly safe. Parker has told you that it's safe. He says, if you go into the low port, then there's all sorts of shenanigans and bad things going on down there. But yeah, because it's run by GD Co, they keep the corporate security and everything is quite good up on the high port. Okay, so Roger, last but not least, you are travelling to Ogma because you've been told that there is a job broker there who knows where a missing lady from your court is. She is close to your father. In fact, there's rumours that she is in fact one of his favourite ladies, shall we speak. But she's gone missing, and she was on a trip to Marduk to meet some family, and she's not returned when she was supposed to. So you've been tasked because the last thing that you remember with this lady is you had a bit of a row with her. So your father sort of blamed you in a way for this, and he says, "Look, you caused the problem. You go and get her back." Okay, so you did a bit of research and you found that this Marcella, Marcella Lawson, is there, and she is a well-known sort of fixer, know-it-all, and yeah, so you're on your way there to find out. Okay. Right. So we'll start where you appear in the system, and you started traveling towards the actual high port. As you get close to it, there is a message that comes through. Congratulations, welcome to GDCO station. We in the OGMA system. We would like to remind you that no firearms other than sidearms are to be carried in the station. No armor above cloth is to be carried. Full searches will be carried out, and those breaking rules will be dealt with severely. Please state your business. And then Captain Parker relays to it that, yeah, we're traveling to yourselves. We've got a deal. I've got some machine parts, and yeah, we're going to empty our load here and maybe buy some more cargo, and then we're going to carry off. So you're given permission to land, to dock. And yeah, I mean, let's so either Fenrir or so I presume that you're captain and a little bit piloting. So could we have a bit of a piloting role for you to try and dock, please?
Is this a spacecraft or a small craft?
It's we'll call it a spacecraft.
Cool.
It's a fast trader.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is a spacecraft. It's over 100 tons, I believe.
Yes, yeah, it's got 200 tons of cargo. So.
Yeah, so yeah, anything over 100 tons, unless we're going to capital, which I hope I'm not piloting because I don't have skills for that. I get an 11. I think that I have successfully piloted.
So everybody on board is quite impressed with the. He sort of almost pulls an handbrake turn in the.
He would definitely show off as well.
Yeah, docked it perfectly. You hear the sound of the small tunnel coming across and attaching to your ship, and yeah, you can get off and do what you want or work out what you're doing.
I mean, Fenrir would probably head straight towards the job broker that he's here to see.
Yeah. Before you go running off, guys, I need your help to unload the cargo. Like as soon as I found the buyer, then I'll need to contact you and to get you. You can give me a hand to get the cargo off, if you would. So I mean, it'll probably take me a good half a day to get this sorted. So shall we meet back here at what, 7 o'clock at night? Yeah.
Absolutely, Captain.
Yeah, I mean it's roughly 11 o'clock now, so it gives a good 8 hours.
Captain,
Okay.
that message from the high port. What were the restrictions on bladed weapons?
I believe you can carry bladed weapons, but obviously they have to be sheathed.
Understood. So Vigo's, he doesn't have his combat armor, obviously, and leaves behind his laser carbine, but he does have his short sword essentially strapped to his belt.
Excellent.
And his stun fist and his gauntlet laser are integrated into his combat arms, so they're coming with him regardless.
Okay, excellent.
I mean, Fenrir has got a las pistol equipped to his side, and he's got a static blade on his left, and it's got a very ornate pommel on it. He's quite tall though, so I don't know how tall you guys are, but he's like 6'3", 6'4". Especially when he because he has a loping grace to him. But when he stands up really tall, he probably gets to about 6'5" when he fully extends himself. So he's a big old, but he's very slender. So clearly someone who's spent a long time in space. So a very slender frame. And you'll notice that he's got sort of midway down, just above the elbow on his left arm, he's got a combat arm. And above it, all the fur above it, and that is all scarred and burnt. And clearly, that it's been sort of burnt off at some point in time. And he just gives us a fangy grin to everyone. He's like, "I don't need no weapons," and then just like lopes out towards the door.
Excellent. So, Simon, you during your travels here, you've Parker said that you could. He gave you this sort of robot that he's had for a while, and you've just been sort of tinkering with that. You've got nowhere with it as such, but it's got a label on it. It just simply reads Cyrus 159. If you were to do anything with it, it'd take you, maybe another couple of weeks to get it up and running, maybe, or something, to get some parts for it and bits and bobs.
Okay.
But yeah. And last but not Dan, are you taking any weapons with you?
My cabot has 2 underarm slung las pistols, trench coat, puts his hat on, he's hunched over, lights a cigarette, and goes and finds a bar.
Excellent. Okay.
So my character might actually set up all the sensors because he's carrying a shotgun.
Okay.
So it's got a jamming thing on it, so you can't detect it. So I think it just makes all the detection things go a bit skew when he wanders through. But I think you just need to make like a really difficult roll to detect it.
Yeah, I think it doesn't add like +4 to the difficulty, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It goes from like an 8 to a 12.
Yeah.
It's quite scary. Can't believe you're sneaking shotguns on in session 1. Outrageous.
This is Simon. What do you expect? The rest of us have followed the rules.
Yeah.
Secret agent, man.
Yeah. He does have like a little popcorn robot that sits on his shoulder and just like runs around in circles and sits there. And he's quite cool.
Awesome. And Roger, are you getting off on your own, or are you taking anybody with you? You
am I on board the same ship as them, or am I arriving on mine?
You've travelled here on your own, Steve.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring Worcester, my manservant.
Excellent. Okay.
And
so you get
I will
off.
be following the rules.
you get off the ship, and you're meted by a large customs sort of area where you're asked to step through, like the detector things. I forget what they're called now. And there's a guy with a wand at the back who's sort of going over everybody. Okay, so firstly, Vigo goes through. Yeah, no problem at all. Secondly, Mike goes through. The alarm goes off as you're sort of wandered down, and he says, "Oh, could you show me what's underneath your coat?" I'll have to. You won't be allowed to bring the las pistols on. Slug shooters, yeah, but not the las pistols.
Fine. I'll go take them back.
Okay. So Simon, you attempt to go through with your shotgun.
So I've basically got I carry my like archaeological tools around with me because that's kind of like what he does. So he's got like a big bag, and he's got sensors, and he's got like a little drone and stuff like that. So he's going to set the alarms off, whatever. There's
the alarms go off, and the sort of has to go through your bag, and you're sort of emptying your spanners and your screwdrivers and your your magnifying glasses and whatever. But yeah, they sort of get bored halfway through of you emptying this bag, and so say, "Hey, okay, yeah, put it all back in, you can go." And last but not least, we've got Dan P. Fenrir.
He has to sort of lope through the detectors. He did have his las pistol on because it said pistols, and he didn't realise it meant slug pistols only.
Yeah, so you're asked to go and put them on board, and yeah.
Can I bribe him?
Well, make me a roll.
What kind of roll for that? I don't even know if I've got something that deception.
You just have a quick.
Oh no, actually, because I'm trying to slide him some money, so it'd be deception initiative, wouldn't it? Sorry, intellect rather than dex, or would it be dex?
Yeah, let me just have a quick look.
I'm sliding
It
some.
wouldn't really be deception, would it? Let's make it
Streetwise?
streetwise. Yeah, I'm going to
Okay,
say streetwise.
Okay, that's fine. I got streetwise as well. 1 second. Okay. What is it? Is it an average?
No, you get to add your intellect onto that. So your intellect like plus.
I get a 9, which is above the 8.
Yeah, okay. He sort of looks around. Well, it all depends on what we're talking about.
He slips 100 credits.
Yeah. That's perfectly fine. If you want to move through.
Thank you.
It's a cheap date.
I actually don't know what credits are actually worth, so I assume 100 is a lot. I don't know.
It's fair. It's all right, isn't it?
So, Roger, are you sort of passing through with anything other than what you're allowed to? Take it you got your sword on you and.
Yeah, so I've got I mean, when they say cloth, I'm assuming protect suits are allowed.
Yeah,
Yes.
fall into cloth.
Yeah, so I've got cloth armor and a protect level 12, so it's underneath. Obviously, I'm not wearing the helmet and a protect suit. I've got a static blade and a flechette pistol at my hip.
Yeah. So you're ushered through, and so Worcester, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, you're both ushered through. So once you're inside the station, there's this sort of massive sort of area, a bit like an airport that we've got now. And then the signpost. You do know that Marcella, she actually works for GD Co, and she does this job brokering on the side. And she works in the admin for research and development. So that's where you'll be heading. You notice on here as you're moving through, there's a lot of security. There are a few ne'er-do-wells to look round at. Fenrir, I mean, you've lived the life. You can spot a lot of pirates on here, but they all seem to be not in groups, and they're behaving themselves up here. You certainly heard of Ogmar and what it's like, especially on the low port. And yeah, that's somewhere that you go to buy anything, and also a place where you'd go to hide out, maybe. I've
probably been here a few times before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Selling hooky goods and stuff that we've done in raids.
Yeah. So yeah, you all make your way through the station to where she works, and you sort of knock on the door when you get there, and the door is opened by. Would you like to explain what Worcester looks like, please, Roger?
So he's of similar sort of age to Harkin. So he's early 40s, immaculately well dressed. I mean, he kind of looks exactly how you would imagine a space butler would look like.
Excellent.
Dark hair, clean shaven, pair of spectacles, little small round ones.
Spot on. So yeah, this sort of space butler opens the door, and as you can see, there is a rather attractive young lady behind the desk, and there's also a rather attractive young gentleman, or not a young gentleman, a sort of middle-aged, very well dressed, looks noblish, and he has quite a nice sword at his side. Would you like to explain what you look like, Roger?
So he's quite tall. He's about 6'2". He's again immaculately well dressed. I mean, he looks like he's wearing a ridiculously expensive suit. His sword and pistol are both sheathed in, again, incredibly well detailed, ornate holsters, or sheath in the case of the sword. Worcester isn't obviously carrying any weapons. And yeah, he's got dark hair. He's got a close trimmed beard as well. Again, dark.
Okay. So she notices Mike and Thorn when you walk in. Gentlemen, guys, come in, sit down. It's good to see you again. Please, I'm glad you got here, actually. It's quite a coincidence. This is Harkin, and he is looking for people to help him, actually. We have a missing person, and we believe it to be either on this station or down on the low port. A ship, we believe, we believe that she was raided either on the way to Marduk or on the way back from it. But sources are that she's here and she's with the slavers, and that they've just got a load that are going to be going out soon. So I believe that there's all sorts down there, but we believe that she is with a pirate gang called the Hazard Wing. Yeah, I mean, it's run by Goten Muller, and is sort of second in command, John Carver. But yeah, we believe that they're the ones behind it, and they're the ones that are holding her at the moment. Do you want to add anything to this, Harkin?
Obviously, the priority is this fine lady must be obtained alive and unharmed. She must be returned at once we have got her. So check your fire, if assuming you are, and that's when you start seeing he'll start looking for what weapons you're carrying, and make sure you don't hit her.
Before you start signing this up, why don't you start talking credits?
I'll suggest at least 250k, and then look behind me at Vigo and Mike's not there, is he? Mike's in the pub.
250k, you say? Well, that is a little rich for especially my blood. Now, what has been broken to us is the king of the Drinax, King Oleb, King Oleb. He is offered 5k each to bring her safely back to Drinax, to the floating palace.
I'm sure a king has deeper pockets than that.
I'm going to look at the noble and look at his clothes and work out if there's anything he's wearing that costs less than 5k. And when I get to the answer is no, I don't quite think 5k is going to cut it.
That's 5k a piece plus expenses, right? Come on, Marcella. 5k will even cover the fuel cost to get us to Drinax.
Well, yeah, that'll be the other thing as well. You'll have to make your way to Drinax. So I'm not sure. You'll have to get some sort of.
We'll have to get Parker, the guy who runs the ship we're currently on, to try and take us.
Absolutely. So we can give you a little sweetener towards the third party as well to get you over there.
Jim, what gang did you say was here?
The Hazard Wing. There's lots of different gangs, but we believe that she's been taken by the Hazard Wing.
Okay.
So they'll have.
Are there ships here? Are there ships here?
Probably yes. Yeah.
They're going to put on a slaver ship.
Then the matter of the ship is solved.
Or you intend to take one of their ships?
The easiest way to deal with people like the Hazard Wing is kill all of them and take their stuff.
Well,
that'll and the stuff, that's ours. Let's go with the 5k plus expenses.
Well, I've not agreed to expenses because I've dealt with lots of people in the past that you mention expenses and it gets very expensive. You know, they think that's the free door to open to Partyland, where you end up with RPGs, grenades, and all sorts of shenanigans going on. So I'm definitely not going for. Well, I'd put a ceiling on
Look, Marcelo, you've been doing this a long time. I'm sure you can draw up a contract that controls what we can expend and what we can't expend.
Yeah. So
like, I'm not paying for fuel to get this princess or whatever she is to wherever she needs to go out of my own pocket. See, this has got to be purely profit. I don't know who these mooks are, but let's face it, I'm probably the only professional one here.
Okay. Well, do you or any of the party want to make me a broker role or a streetwise role to try and?
I can try a streetwise role.
I could try either one of those, but it wouldn't be great.
I've only got streetwise one, so
I've got an alright streetwise. It's off intelligence, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it depends on what you're doing. This would probably be social, I would have thought.
Nah, we're negotiating with scummy people. We ain't negotiating with no high tower fancy people. You look at that. That's a success.
Successful effect.
Excellent. Look, I tell you what. Yeah, we'll call it 10K per person.
Now that's closer to what we wanted.
10K sounds good.
But the stuff's still ours.
Absolutely. I mean,
let's call them spoils of war.
The king said every person, so I take it that I'll be paying you as well, Harkin.
What father does is up to him.
Okay.
Look, we'll bank the 10K for Pretty Boy here, and if he doesn't want it, then well, that can go in our pockets.
Okay. So yeah, you find the lady and you get her to Drinax. I'm happy to pay once you're ready to go. I'll pay you then. I suggest that you find someone who can get you there, basically, as well.
Bro, provided we can get a ship, I can get us there.
I'll look at my watch, which essentially is like my computer, because that's just the way it is these days. And I'll search all local social media for the two names and the gang to try and pin down, like, a bar or somewhere where there's been bar fights where they hang out, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Or where they might have a local area where they are.
So there's a few bars down on the low port that lots of pirate gangs hang out. On the high port, there's one particular bar that is near the warehouse sort of quarter of the station, called the Galaxy Bar. And yeah, it's known for a lot of warehouse workers to be drinking in there. A lot of the manual workers, a lot of the dockers and things. But yeah, you guess that if anybody was on high port here and was a bit dodgy, then that's the place to potentially look.
Jim, given my history, would I potentially be able to narrow down, once he's given us a list of these places, sort of narrow down where I think they might be operating from?
Yeah, so you'd guess that they were operating mainly from Lowport, but like I say, down there it'd be like the Wild West. Up here, again, you know, it's a place where you've drank before and you spent many a night. The Galaxy Bar. You'd possibly, you know, that's where you'd think that they'd meet with people up here, maybe broker deals. Obviously, they've got to not be completely sort of, what's the word, corporate, but they've got to deal with corporate people and, you know, broker the deals and things. So, yeah, the more respectable ones of them would be up here, maybe in suits even. But yeah, so
If slave ships were going to leave, if they were going to leave on a slave ship, would that leave from the high port or the low port?
Potentially either. It all depends who they've got in their pocket. It'd definitely be easier to leave from the low port, but again, it all depends how big the ship is that's going. And again, would the people who are picking them up want to go down to the low port as well?
I think
So,
based on the young lady that they're selling, it'd probably be the high port, right?
Yeah, well, you'd know yourself, Fenrir, as well. It wouldn't be just one person. There'd probably be quite a few. These gangs, they don't just look. They mainly look for professionals. So people who can do jobs, techies, doctors. Some people who can actually do things, and that's the slaves they look for. So, so people who can put out for work, and yeah, so you'd know that it wouldn't be just one or two people, there'd probably be a few of them.
Well, it sounds like we need to go to this Galaxy bar and start poking around. Wouldn't you think so, Detective Abbott?
What I'm going to say now, just for your reference, lock down that detective shit. You say detective in there, nobody's talking to us.
They don't need to talk.
No, they do need to talk. We need to know where she is. I don't know if you've ever done this kind of thing before, but generally how it works, we go in, we grease some palms, we talk to a few people, we find out where they're keeping them, then we get to do the nasty stuff. But let's be charming to begin with.
That's right. Well, I guess we should listen to the pup.
And at that, you see him snarl. Again, call it a friendly warning nice and early. Pup, dog soldier, that ain't cool.
Oh, I thought
We're
it was
proud
a cat.
people. Be careful.
Fair enough.
You'll find out my bite's worse than my bark.
Right.
You
All
guys
right.
are pretty good at
Long
Elvis
Fang.
as well. So I'll put in the street mapper. Boop, 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 boop. So it gives us the quickest route. Are we going to use public transport or walk? Don't know how far away it is.
It's probably about a 10-minute walk to where you need to go.
Okay. I don't know. I'll look at Hark and wonder myself, has he ever walked for 10 minutes in his entire life?
He's in very good physical condition, so you'd guess he at least does something physical.
Okay.
Henry gets uncomfortably close and looks at your map. That takes us through too many security areas. And he plays around with your little thingy-mabob.
Yeah.
That avoids the most security cameras.
Yes, Fenrir comes up with a route that's about 25 minutes.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. We could just turn all the security cameras off and then we don't have to worry about them.
If you turn cameras off, somebody's going to know something's going on.
Something's always going on.
Fenrir is right on this. Let's just get there the safest way possible and get to the bottom of this.
As little trouble as possible until the last minute, and then we steal a ship and get the hell out of here.
Okay.
All right.
So you're all traveling to the bar?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So, yeah, you take a little while to get there. It's more like 35 minutes by the time you've done it rather than 25. As you notice a couple of, security, not checkpoints, but where they've sort of stood. So Fenrir insists that you go a different way. He's almost sort of always on the lookout. Almost looks like he's got Tourette's in the fact that he's always looking around. He's forever on the... He's almost agitated by it, but he's got this sort of sense of where security is or the law is. And eventually you can hear the music from this bar. It's quite loud. It's quite metally. You get there, and in purple neon across this sort of door, it just says the Galaxy Bar. And there's some stars that have been put there. Real tacky, sort of real cheesy sort of sign. and there's two rather large gentlemen on the door. They're sort of, you're just standing there. You're guessing that they're looking out for troublemakers, and
Fenrir takes a big deep breath, like, because he's got dog senses. That's a smell I like. And he walks towards. Does he recognise the bouncers? Are they like the normal bouncers that are normally on?
They're the normal guys on it. Yeah, they sort of just nod at you. They won't say very much, but he just sort of nods at you.
Fenrir nods back, gives him a toothy grin, sort of goes through the door, almost like it's like a saloon. He kind of like, yeah, I'm in. Like when a cowboy first walks in, like Fenrir just kind of walks in and owns that little bit of lobby. Nobody pays any attention to him, but he feels like he owns that lobby in that moment.
You notice as Harkin gets close, it's almost sort of semi-conscious that they sort of straighten themselves up and brush themselves down and sort of stand there, and they sort of give a bit of a nod to him as he walks through. He's almost got this aura around him that exudes sort of royalty. But they almost get it themselves, and there seems to be respect there, even though it seems like more forced respect.
Harkin would politely return the nod and walk on through. Okay.
So you're walking through. There's a dance floor in the middle of the bar. There's like a second floor that overlooks the dance floor as well. The seats are all over, and also there's quite a large bar that sort of literally runs the whole length of the bar. There's roughly about 5 or 6 people serving behind there, and there seems to be a well-dressed person who's stood behind there, sort of checking all the bottles and things like that. He looks like he's sort of in charge.
Vigo's just hanging behind Agent Thorne's shoulder, just basically backing him up, but kind of almost being his shadow.
Fenrir is doing the exact opposite. He's already started dancing his way across the dance. You know what you do when you're crossing the dance floor to get to the bar? Kind of like just dancing across the dance floor, every now and again. Yeah. He's just kind of like going across it, and every now and again, like catches into a group of ladies and like, hey, and then like shimmies through, and then gets himself to the bar, and then he sort of like waves down with some money in his hand to the nearest bar person. He doesn't want to speak to the person in charge. As
you're sort of moving across the bar, you can almost hear the music kicking in and someone Space Dog as you go through. Yeah.
But yes, he gets to the bar and he kind of flashes a little bit of money to have one of the bar hostesses come down to him.
Okay, so there is. It's actually a young gentleman. He comes across with a tray. Sir, can I get you anything?
Get me the strongest thing you got.
Okay. And your friends?
Oh, I don't have any friends.
Okay. He goes away and comes back with sort of this metal. It's not a glass, it's like a metal tumbler, and you look inside it, and it doesn't really have a colour as such. It's just, it looks horrific, almost purple. But it's not really purple. It just looks.
I'm going to pay for it, and he's going to. Hey, have the Hazard Wing been in here recently?
No, I don't know what you mean.
And he slips 100 across the table.
Hazard Wing, you say?
Slips another 50 across the table. Come on now. I know you guys behind the bar know everything that's going on. I got some merchandise.
They're always in and about. They've got some big deal going down at the moment. So, we've seen them a few times.
Have they been in today, or are you expecting them today?
Not at the moment. No, they're not here as yet, but they're always in and out.
Okay. Thank you. And he slips him another 50. And
Okay.
get yourself a drink as well, and flicks him another like.
Yeah,
10 or whatever.
he does mention that it's a pan-galactic gargle blaster. This drink.
Lovely.
Thank you, Cayman. But yeah, you sort of neck it, and it almost takes the back of your throat out. You've tasted stuff like this before. It's almost moonshine. Yeah, it's been locally brewed somewhere.
It's probably been brewed next to someone's like hyper engine or something like
that. It's absolutely.
Whew, that would put some hairs on your chest if I didn't already have them.
So, Cayman says it's similar to having your brain smashed out by a slice of lemon wrapped around a large gold brick. So I think that explains it perfectly. So yeah, you almost lose balance when but it sort of, it takes you about 10-20 seconds to pull yourself together, really, as you're sort of gasping for a bit of breath, but you're trying not to show it. So yeah, you try to cool
that was good. Really good. And he starts like sort of shimmying back across the dance floor back to his friends in inverted commas, or wherever they were standing, to tell them everything. Turns out Hazard Wing have been in here a lot recently. Got some big deal going down. They haven't been in today, so it could be worth finding one of these nice little VIP booths, setting ourselves up and keeping an eye out for them.
Would you recognize them when they come in?
Oh yeah, the Hazard Wings. They've always got their little emblems on them and all sorts. They like to flash. Not my kind of guys, but
fair enough. And Hyde goes up to the bar and he's like, "I'll have a glass of distilled water, room temperature, please."
Yeah, no problem, sir. You get given this glass with water in.
What are most people drinking around the bar?
There's sort of beer, bottles of we'll call it Cosmic Crush beer or something, and whiskey, vodka, and yeah, there's sort of you know yourself that traveling around, there's also locally brewed stuff as well, which your Varga friend seems to have drank from.
I'll just order whatever spirit I think looks best from behind the bar.
Are you having a bit of a umbrella in it, or are you just going?
I mean, if they're offering an umbrella, I'm having an umbrella.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, you have a cherry, a bit of slice of lemon, a lime,
nice twist of lime. Yeah.
You've got this sort of umbrella, and the umbrella is quite a pretty one, and it has sort of LED lights that sort of come down it as well and are flickering round, and you're given a nice sort of neon green straw as well. This is one of our cocktails. It's called the Afterburner.
Sounds fantastic, and I'll obviously pay and wander. Well, I'll have got two of them. I've got one for Worcester.
Okay.
I'll just get a couple of beers and then wander over to our booth. You can see the door fairly close to the exit, and park myself down.
I mean, are there VIP booths in here?
There are now, because you're in one.
Okay, after about 20 minutes, there is a group of people walking with quite a loud one at the front. You guessed that if someone had sniffed some space powder or something and drank some of that pan-galactic gargle blaster, that they'd be acting like this. He's loud. He's sort of waving his gun around, and he seems to have a little group of hangers-on. There's two ladies and there's about four guys with him. Yeah, we'll sit over here tonight, man. Yeah, we'll get a seat right over there. barman, get us some drinks.
And do they have any of the defining features of what were in the intelligence stuff that we were given by Marcel?
He is wearing a jacket with an Hazard Wing emblem on it.
Told ya. Didn't I tell you? Emblems, they love them.
It's the Hazard symbol with two little feathered wings coming out of it.
That's exactly what I imagined.
Well, Fenrir, you know these people. What's your angle for getting in?
Well, I'm not entirely. Did anyone actually look at the pictures of the two guys we actually need to talk to / kill?
I'll show you the two pictures of the people that you just described.
Yeah, he's not one of those.
Look, you can see them on my phone.
Then this is not either of them. So what I say is, we get them either suitably drunk and they tell us what's going on, or we follow them back and then we find the girl. Either approach should work. And I'm hoping Mr. here, and he nods to Harkin, has deep pockets because I'm sure these guys could drink. Since we're not getting expenses.
Well, lead on. I like to stay in the background myself. I'll let you do all your shenanigans.
Jim, like looking at their table, do they look amenable to strangers coming up to them? Like, are people coming nearby and they're shooing them off, or?
There's a lots of noise. People seem to be keeping away from them rather than going to. They don't need to shoo anybody off. Even like the waiter or the waitress that goes over to them sort of gets away as soon as they can. They sort of put the bottle or the glasses on the table and just sort of shift away, trying not to make eye contact with them.
Are they in a booth?
Yeah.
And is there a booth directly behind them?
No, it's against the wall. They've got a big round table in front of them, and the booth sort of goes like half a moon round the table.
How close could I get? I've got heightened senses, so I might be able to hear them if I can get close enough. So I might not even have to engage with them if I can get close enough to listen in on their conversation. Okay.
So you're going to sort of go and sit down near them and make a...
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look.
Is there a bathroom?
Yeah, absolutely there is. Yeah.
Okay. I'll send Vigo a little message saying you might want to get ready to leave. And I'll walk to the bathroom. Is there a window in the bathroom?
No.
Is there any exit in the bathroom?
No.
Okay. I'm going to put a shotgun shell through the door.
Okay.
And then I'm going to contact the local authorities and tell them gunshots fired at the Galaxy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to conceal my shotgun and walk back into the bar.
Okay. So the music is that loud that no one in the club actually hears this. But yeah, you sort of contact them, and you sort of go back. So, Fenrir, would you like to make me a stealth roll, please, to sort of get up close enough to them?
Okay. Second.
Can add your dex bonus up.
Yeah. I've got stealth as a skill.
Okay, excellent.
I get 12.
Nice.
I'm very
Okay.
dexterous.
Yeah,
And
you've sort of managed to get yourself to the booth next to them. You're sitting with your back to them.
and I use, as I'm going, I like get some like sort of usher some girls in with some drinks and stuff, so to make it look like I'm a party of my own sitting there, and I'm just paying for girls to drink while I'm listening to the conversation that's going on behind me.
Okay. It is, again, the music is really loud, so it is quite an effort to sort of work out what is going on. But this guy, the main sort of, he almost looks like a Weasley man. He's very, very thin and gangly. He's almost respected, but not. They're almost scared of him. Almost, you're sort of getting the gist. Yeah, I tell you, man, we got this big deal going down, man. Yeah. They're going to be going, we've got it all sorted. Yeah, as soon as we got it sorted up here, it's gone. It's gone by the end of the week. We're all going to be rich.
Okay, so it's going by the end of the week. Okay, I'm just gonna hover for a while, see if they move, see if they say anything else of value, and just enjoy also the presence of the young ladies I'm now buying drinks for.
Okay, all of a sudden, bursting through the front door of the bar, come running 4 security guards into the bar, and they're sort of looking round. They sort of have a look around. The 2 bouncers at the door are with them, and they're sort of pointing around, and they're looking around and about. They pick on a couple of people and sort of pat them down. And yeah, they just sort of hang around in there for a little bit, and then after not finding anything or seeing no trouble, they sort of shrink away.
Fenrir had no idea what was going on and stayed in his booth. And
you almost thought that they'd come for you, to be fair.
It wouldn't surprise me. Fenrir, he's just waiting to see if the guys behind him were going to react and like maybe try to get out or something like that. If they try to leave or anything, that Fenrir will try and follow him.
No, he did go a bit quiet, but again, the mouthy one in the middle was mouthing things like, you know, fucking idiots and pigs and yeah, here we come, plastic, yeah, as they were sort of walking around. And they did make an effort to sort of avoid this guy.
He must be really nasty.
That does tell you something.
Does indeed. Fenrir is just going to continue to recon the situation and wait for them, because I think the best bet now is just wait for them to leave and then follow them back to base of operations. It's probably the best way to deal with this situation.
Hey, I can smell fur. Hey, you dog boy.
I'm sorry, you talking to me?
Yeah, you're the only dog boy that's supposed to be in there. Yeah, you're looking a bit woof. Yeah.
Oh, you're the funny one, are you?
Yeah, that's right. I suggest, you're getting up my nose stream. Yeah, I suggest you leave here.
Oh, no, the only place I'm going is out the front door, and if you want to follow me, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, I'm going to take my seat. Call me dog boy again.
Well,
you'll find out.
Like I say, you're going out the front door, so bye-bye. You freaking furball.
And at that, the strength 15 combat arm punches him clean in the face.
Hey, make me an initiative roll, please.
He's lucky I ain't biting him, to be fair. What do we do? What's the initiative? It's 2 things you can use, isn't it?
Dex or intelligence?
Dex or intelligence.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely Dex then. 9.
Oops, where am I? Huff. You definitely go first. So, yeah, make me a punch roll.
That's melee, basically.
Unarmed.
Unarmed. Okay, I don't have melee unarmed, but I do have 2 other melees, so that's useful.
Yeah, so it'll be 0.
That's fine. So I'll just roll Dex then, because it's done with that. Oh
my goodness.
Yeah, I clean punch him, and it's my combat arm, so it's strength 15.
Wow. Okay.
So it's got.
That is 5 above. Wow. Okay. What damage does your combat arm do?
It's just a big hefty arm. It's just an unarmed strike. So I guess 1d6.
I think it's 1d6 plus your strength modifier plus the effects of the roll. So
cool. So I'll roll / roll 1d6. So it's 5 plus 3 plus 5. That's 13 damage.
Okay. So you catch him right in the jaw. And I take it you're going for like a stun, really.
Yeah, I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just it's kind of like ruffian communication now. You know, it's a bit of like, yeah, come on, you wanted to be big and hard, and I'm just going to put you back down where you belong.
You sort of put one hand in the middle of the table, almost like lightning, and you sort of reach across and catch him straight on the jaw. And he just sort of looks at you as his sort of head goes backwards and hits the back of the chair, looking a little bit shocked. And then he sort of leans forward and his head hits the table and he's not moving.
Any of you other boys?
The others all sort of lean back and put their hand, whoa, we were just with him. Yeah, we don't want no trouble.
Guilty by association, gentlemen. Any of you want to make any dog comments?
No. In fact, I've got 2 dogs in back there, and I look after them real good. Yeah, they're groomed and they're well good, and we've had them nearly 5 years, and I have to say, yeah, they're really nice dogs. They're fed well. Yeah, in fact, we probably feed them too much. They're quite.
And he signals for a hostess to bring some drinks over. He signals a hostess to bring some drinks over the table. Gentlemen, we find ourselves in a moment of opportunity. Your friend here is unconscious, and I've got some products I need to bring to the Hazard Wing. Where would I find them? Specifically, what's the 2 guys' names I've got to remember? Who I clearly don't remember because I'm an idiot in real life, not my character.
John Connor.
John Carver.
John Carver.
Come on.
And Goten Muller.
Definitely no John Connor.
Yeah.
I'm looking for Carver and Muller. Where can I find them? And a big old bottle of vodka-esque drink comes to the table.
I've got no idea what you're talking about. The Hazard Wing, that's something to do with Rico there. Nothing to do with us.
I start pouring them some drinks. Are you sure you got nothing to tell me?
Yeah.
Nobody will know that. I've got some products. Hazard Wing like to move stuff. I like to move stuff.
Yeah, Reggie and Frida are the names, and they're really looked after. Yeah.
I don't care about your dogs. Muller and Carver. Where can I find them?
We don't know.
Look,
we really don't
Mr.
know.
Mr. Braggy here has definitely told you.
He speaks about things that he's got and monies that he's got coming over. He don't speak about people individually, and we've only just met him. To be fair.
Well, shit. That's not what I wanted to hear. See, I got this real big deal myself, and I wanted to all go through today, and I was hoping you could maybe help yourselves help me. How about you guys drink for free for the rest of the night if you can tell me where I can find those 2 gentlemen?
We don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
And I think they'll now see him visibly getting annoyed.
We don't mean to upset you, Mr. Dog.
Fenrir.
Sorry. We don't mean to upset you, Fenrir Dog. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me.
How about you ladies? Because they were with ladies as well, weren't they?
We're all right. We stick to humans.
No, I appreciate that. You're not my type even, ladies, though you are very attractive. Men have looser lips around ladies. Perhaps you can point me in the direction of Carver and Muller. Of course, I'll make it worth your while, money-wise, nothing else.
We don't. I'd like to tell you that we know, but we don't.
And he gets out a wad, and it's like 2,000 credits. Are you sure you don't know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Honestly, I could tell you something, but I'd be lying. And the last thing I want to do is annoy you, sir.
Okay. Look, he turns to the unconscious bloke. Looks like you're coming with me. And he starts dragging him across the bar area.
Okay, yeah. Fenrir comes walking across the bar.
I prop him up in what was our booth with the others. There you go.
Has he got a mobile device on him?
Oh, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a communication device on him.
I'll look at Vigo.
Right. And Vigo will pull out his portable computer and see if I can hack his comm unit so we can track where he's been.
Okay.
As you can see, it's not quite going to plan.
What's the difficulty of this?
So I would say, yeah, it's just going to be an average. It'll be 8.
Okay. Succeed with 6 effects on my hacking roll.
Now, I'm not being funny, yeah, but let's get one thing straight before we go forward, yeah. Right. You're getting Warhammer rolls here, guys. Yeah. I've not seen a roll below 9 yet, yeah. So I know that what's going to happen. Well, I've rolled once and I've got a 5, yeah. So we can all see the direction we're heading in. So let's calm it down, yeah.
Well,
okay, yeah.
Computer hacking is kind of his thing, other than
That's-
psionics. So
Yeah. You sort of get into it. There's a lot of calls to it seems like it's more of a radio than anything, but it has been used a lot lately. You sort of get an area that it's been, but there's some that's like that was made to an area. He's made calls from like the warehouse area, although deep into the warehouse area, and he's made some calls down on the low port as well.
well, looks like he's been communicating with personnel deep in the warehouse area of Highport, and also he's been making calls down to Lowport. If you want, Thorn, I can do a deeper dive on him, but it'll tire me out a little bit. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. We could just bug him, wake him up, and let him walk home.
That's a sound plan.
We've got a general idea of where he's likely dealing with people up here and down below. So yeah,
He's
it's a good idea.
Still unconscious, and he's sort of leaning back, and he's almost got a smile on his face. His mouth's open, and you can see he's missing at least 3 teeth.
I suggest we call one of the ladies over to sit with him and make sure he gets where he needs to go. I'm sure with enough credits, she'll be happily to oblige.
Oh, no doubt. And Fenrir goes back to the table and offers one of the ladies 1,000 credits to make sure this chap gets up and goes home.
Oh, holy shit! Yeah. We'll get him on.
Excellent.
Okay, and we'll bug him.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
basically just because he's got we've hacked his communications, we've hacked his phone, so we can just track it through his phone
Okay.
or his, whatever device he's got.
Cool.
We'll just turn his location on. Parental controls. Yeah, we'll have a bit of that.
Find my phone.
Find my phone.
Yeah,
And then
one of our viewers has suggested that Vigo uses the glass of water that he's got to wake him up.
I wouldn't waste good distilled water on scum like this. Throw one of those foul drinks in his face.
Yeah. Okay, so we probably don't want to be here when he wakes up. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So where are you going?
We'll pull back and scatter so that we've got eyes on him wherever he goes when he leaves the bar.
Yeah.
And we could do a leapfrog follow, so we're not any one of us is always behind him.
Okay, after about 30 minutes, you hear a bit of shouting going on. And whoever's near the entrance to the bar, see him leave. And there's this lady with him who you paid.
Yeah.
And he sort of shoves her over.
Yeah.
Get away from me. Yeah, I don't need you here. Yeah, get back to your friends. Yeah, I've got business to do. And he's sort of rubbing his head. Shit, man. I got hit by a brick. And yeah, he's sort of wandering down the corridor.
So Hyde'll follow in behind him first and just start stealthily moving to try to keep him in sight.
Yeah, I'll just go like a street over, or like a, however it works.
Yeah.
Parallel somewhere.
He seems to be moving to like where there's some berths, some rooms, and he sort of stops as he's sort of gone into a room.
You have to keep him under surveillance.
I'll find somewhere nice to sit down.
Hazard wing, come in. The noise crackles through whatever you're tracking with. Hazard wing. Yeah, this is Rico, man. Yeah, I just ran into some big dog. Yeah, he sort of, he got about 5-10 mates with him, and yeah, they've all said about me. Yeah, I could do with some backup. Yeah. Rico, why are you always causing trouble, man? Yeah, you know what we got going on. Yeah, I suggest you keep a low profile. Yeah, we're not coming up there. We're not sorting your shit out. Yeah, I suggest that you keep your head down, dude. You certainly don't want Golden to find out about this. Yeah, well, okay, man. They said about me real good. Yeah, I'm going to need some work on my teeth. Yeah.
I didn't hit no teats. I guess one of us is listening to this on the bug.
Yeah, we can just basically hack his phone, so you should be able to see what the number is or what communication device it's come from.
Yeah, can we use that connection to trace where the call's coming from?
Yep. Yeah, you've got literally.
It's coming from Lowport.
I meant more specifically. But...
Yeah, because
more specifically.
You'll know what communications device.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming from one of the bar areas. There's a couple of areas where there's a few bars down on the Lowport.
Yeah.
Earlier you said, Jim, that when we did the sort of backtrace on where he's been calling backwards and forwards, the location on Lowport, was it like in a warehouse area, or was it the bars that we've also...
It was the bars down there. Up on the high point, it was like mainly from a warehouse section. But it was like deep into the warehouse.
Mm.
Nowhere near like the loading bays or anything, so...
Well, it sounds like we either need to go down to Lowport and grab this golem, if that's who he's talking to, or maybe see what there is to see in these warehouses up here before we go down there. But either way, we should move quick if they're only going to be here for a week.
Jim, can I do a streetwise to try and work out where I would keep the merchandise if I wanted to keep them somewhere safe and accessible for people to come and view the merchandise?
Yeah, Kush can make me roll.
I do just succeed, but with no extra effects.
Okay, so like I said earlier, if they were selling them to people, and the sort of people who want to buy slaves and use them have probably got a lot of money, they wouldn't take them down to Lowport because of how dodgy it is down there. There'd probably be a selection of the slaves or something similar up here somewhere, but it would definitely be without the corporation's knowledge, because you do know this port is run quite well. There is sort of a few palms that have been greased, as in everywhere, but yeah, I mean, it would be somewhere dark and dingy, away from other people.
Stay deep inside the warehouse area.
Yeah, amongst the racking and things.
I mean, the person that I'm tracing, I'm assuming I would have had communication device details for her. Can we see if that is still active?
Yeah, it's not active.
Well, look, if I was keeping merchandise, let's say merchandise right now, I'd keep it up here so that the buyers who, let's face it, are not going to want to go down the low part can come here. Now, the risk is they're not selling her here. And then we tip them off if we get them up here, because there's no way we're going to be able to deal with their merchandise up here and not cause problems. So we got a 50-50 chance of getting this right.
Well, how about the rich boy go in and pretend to be somebody interested in purchasing the merchandise, see if the target is here, up here, and then if we know she's here, we can move on this side. If not, we can head down to Lowport.
Think you can handle that, pretty boy?
I'm going to be looking on my computer. I'm basically going to be seeing if I can find out where you would obtain these sorts of things. Can I roll streetwise or something?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Wow.
Good roll.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so there'd be some sort of broker up here somewhere for the wing. You'd probably grease a few palms and find out who it is. Like I say, Fenrir did mention earlier on that, if there's people up here that are particularly into the business side of it, they'd probably look a little bit respectable, or try to look a little bit respectable.
Was there anyone in the bar we were in that would match that sort of description?
There was a few people, but you're guessing that if they were part of the wing or this group, then they would have acted when Fenrir smashed the guy's teeth through.
Do you make like a broker roll to see if he can figure out where they might, who he might need to contact?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's you, Raj, not me. I can't broker to save my life.
You're asking the wrong person for brokering.
I didn't even know broker was a skill, so.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was hoping to do with streetwise.
Make me a Bane streetwise roll, please.
I don't know what that means.
So roll 3d6 and take the worst 2.
If you open up the roll, you can, where it says type normal, if you go there, you can put disadvantage. I think that's Bane.
Yep, that is Bane. Wow, still did great.
Yep.
Outrageous. I'm sure your dice will roll at 6. Matt did say that you'd hacked the internet. Yeah, so there's a couple more bars. There's the Solace bar, and there's a bar called the Sunshine Bar as well. That you'd probably sort of get. You'd probably be able to make a few like Carews sort of thing and find out who to talk to.
All right, I'll head to one of those.
Okay,
I'm gonna ask my computer if it can try and find things out while I'm doing that though, because I have an intelligent computer.
Okay. What are you asking it to find out?
I'm trying if it can find any details on this this slave exchange or slave market or whatever.
Okay, it comes up with the name of Grimman Weinstein. He's been known to front business and deals for the Hazard Wing group.
Does it have any location or contact areas?
It has a photo of him.
Or known associates?
Yeah, known associates, the wing. He's associates with someone called Goten Muller and John Carver, Rico Biggs, and a few other names as well.
Okay, I'll basically have their pictures flash up on my computer.
Okay, he looks an oldish gentleman, and he's sort of got a moustache and a balding head, and it looks like that he's got a bit of a comb over going on. but it's quite wispy on the picture. It looks like it, it's been somewhere a little bit breezy maybe. But yeah, it's sort of. Oof.
Yeah. I'm gonna head to bars and see if I can find anything.
Okay, yeah. So you go into the Sunshine Bar, and it seems all very nice in here. Yeah, there's a couple of people drinking what look like alcohol and shorts, but most of the people in here are drinking coffee and other hot drinks. Most of the people in here are dressed quite well as well, so you almost don't look out of place in here. Although you do, because you're sort of very sort of differently dressed, shall we say?
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm gonna start doing a bit of carousing, basically trying to worm out of people if they know anything about it.
Okay. Could you make me a recon roll, please, if you have it?
Recon. I do not have recon. I have carouse. Oh, I have jack of all trades.
Well, if you roll recon, then your jack of all trades will just reduce the negative. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to add that in as a skill because I didn't add all the skills.
Oh yeah, I put in all the skills, so like my skill is like just tons of -3s.
If we know the name, can I just try and find him? Like try and find where his business is located?
Yeah, so he does most of his broker. You find him up. He does most of his brokering from the Sunshine Bar. It seems to be. That's where a lot of meets have been, sort of thing. And
what's the
Right.
stat associated with recon?
Intelligence.
Probably intelligence.
Okie dokie.
Close.
so yeah, you have a look round, and not been given any re-rolls, have we? Have any re-rolls? No. Yeah, you have a look round. You can't see him. Are you on your own in there, or?
I
No,
assume-
Worcester's.
Yeah, okay. No, you can't see him.
Or if I could kind of grease a few palms.
Okay, there's the barman who's sort of wiping the bar. He's sort of cleaning the hot drink machine out.
Can we just get his number out of the phone book and phone him?
You could do, yeah.
Let's do that then.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what his name was now.
Weinstein here. How can I help?
Hey, Weinstein, where are you bound?
Who wants to know?
Well, I need to come see you. I need to introduce myself. I got some business.
Well, why don't you tell me who you are and what business you've got, and I'll tell you then where I am.
I'm going to cut the phone.
Hello?
Okay,
Uh-oh.
so can we just trace where he answered the phone?
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
tra-
it is coming from the Sunshine Bar.
Okay, so I'll tell him he is there.
Did I see who answered the phone?
Again, make me a recon roll, Roger.
Yeah.
You should take Mike with you.
I passed.
Okay. Yeah, you see towards the back of the bar, there's a guy who's wearing sort of a fedora hat. He's sort of looking out. That's probably why you didn't notice him. And when he looks up and sort of answers the phone, you do recognise him as the guy from the picture.
Okay,
Thank God he doesn't have an internal comm like I do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go buy myself a fancy drink and kind of sidle on over.
He sort of sits there and he looks up at you as you get close. Can I help you?
I understand that you're the man to talk to if I'm looking to acquire certain things.
You want to elaborate?
And I'll kind of lean over and
Hey,
basically
take your seat, my well-dressed friend.
I'll sit down, kind of give him a bit of a taste, take a sip of my drink, and then kind of lean over and go, looking to purchase some help.
Okay, help as in physical help or help as in help?
Workers.
Okay. Who gave you my number?
Well, I forget it. I move in such circles. I talk to so many people.
Okay.
I kind of really playing on the cultured, wealthy accent.
As a matter of fact, I might be able to get myself on some merchandise at the moment.
Excellent. Do you have somewhere where you display the goods?
I can.
I would be most interested in having a look. Say,
So
taking a sip of my very expensive-looking cocktail.
he has a tablet computer with him, and he sort of keys a couple of things. And
I'm going to have my my communicator open so people can listen into this conversation.
he slides it across, and on this tablet is running now is a person. It's like a full shot of a person, and that person sort of moves around, and the camera moves around it, and then sort of backs off, and then after about 10 seconds it moves to another person, and it goes to about 20 in all. There's all sorts that looks like scientists, doctors, and you recognise one of them as Alralda Hutton, the actual lady that you're looking for.
Some fine-looking specimens. And where would such a trade or viewing take place?
Well, you bring your ship onto the warehouse docks, and we'll discreetly get them aboard.
Do you have a port that you could
We'll
give me
send
so
you
I know where I'm
details of
docking?
that if you're interested. Of course, it's half up front, and then the other half when the deal is done.
But which port would I need to head to? I
We'll
would
get-
wish to medically examine the.
Yeah, we'll
specimen.
send you details of that. But once you've shown interest.
There are a couple I'm interested in. However, I would wish my man here to examine the merchandise before completing his purchase.
You can examine on the ship. We don't want to draw too much attention, so the more.
Of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I just need to know where I'm docking so I can examine before.
Like I say, you
purchasing.
pay off up front, and we'll call that the beginning of a deal.
I don't like purchasing merchandise that I haven't seen.
Well, you've seen it there.
Yes,
We have-
but
we have
images can be old or tampered with.
That. You can run your checks on us. We've got a good reputation for good workers and good deals. We may enter at the rough end of the scale in how we get things, but
While he's talking to me, I'm going to actually connect his device to mine, kind of discreetly, while he's distracted looking at me, and basically transmit like a remote connection.
Make me I want to say stealth, but would it be stealth?
It's deception, dexterity. 'Cause
Deception.
That's the sleight. It's deception, dexterity because it's sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I pass.
Excellent. He's sort of looking around, and his arms are going there. I don't have to. If you're not interested, then that's down to you. But
I'm I'm going to start asking him questions about various people. Not specific. I'm not going to be deliberately asking about the one that we're actually interested in, to kind of give Dawn chance to, hack in and find out what he needs to.
Vigo's going to do the hacking.
Oh, whichever
Right.
one of them.
No, that's
Basically, a
fine.
remote connection will be being bounced back to them.
I'll think to
Go for it,
myself,
Mr. Vigo.
Okay, so once he gets, is it still an average difficulty roll, or is it higher?
Can my computer help him? Because I have a tech level 12 intelligent computer.
My computer's specifically designed for hacking, so
okay.
Yeah, it is a difficult role.
got it.
It has got some sort of firewalls and protection in there that you're meeting.
Okay. Some 11 affects 3 against a difficult roll.
Son of a bitch. I reckon I ought to make you roll D4s from now on. Yeah, so you get into it is so you're there remotely using his tablet.
So what I'm doing is I'm pulling his database up, taking a look at the schematics, figuring out which warehouses they're using, which docks they're using, trying to see if I can find what kind of security measures they have. Any kind of information I can glean from his tablet.
Okay, you see that there's some receipts on there and ledgers of sale and things, and you sort of pulling the information through, and you seem to keep pulling up doc 149.
Okay, I'll just calm Roger and tell him. I'll calm Harkin and tell him we've got the information. You can quit stalling now.
Okay, I'll kind of pop it out and go, well...
maybe organise to meet him again tomorrow night.
Are you going to be here tomorrow? I've got a few other...
Oh, shit. You're not
vendors.
one of those time waster guys. Yeah, you've come over here, you've asked me, you said you were serious, and now I'm here tomorrow night. I'm a busy man. I do busy things. I'm a businessman. Yeah, you have to understand that.
Just walk
I
away.
don't deal with time wasters.
I'll laugh, flash something that I'm carrying that's inordinately expensive, and walk away.
Yeah. Fucking nobles, man.
So are we going to stake out this place, or are we going to go in, or?
Well, let's just perhaps have a
we
look
should
around
recon it
first.
Yeah.
It comes through your comms. Hey, Fenrir, Vigo, Parker here. Yeah, I've sorted the deal straight away, and I need help unloading the gear. I've got to take it to Dark 154. Yeah, do you want to meet me there, or do you want to come back to the ship and we go there, so we can unload these machine parts?
We'll meet you there, Captain Parker. We were headed down into the docks anyway, so. You said Dock 154?
Yeah, 154.
Well, it looks like we got a reason to be down on the docks now, gentlemen.
So is it worth someone going and going while we're unloading, going down and reconning this place?
I spent a lot of years helping people get out of places they didn't want to be. I'm pretty good at being quiet and being unseen, but there may be somebody better. I don't know. How about you, Fenrir?
Well, I'm a big old
Stick out like a sore thumb kind of guy.
Yeah, I can be quiet when I need to be.
I was making a joke. I'm not real good at that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, funny. I can move quite quietly, but not all the time. Also, they have communication saying some dog guy punched their mate in the face, so they may be looking for me. But I won't be far away.
Worst comes to worse, I can always get out of there. You know what I mean, Agent Thorne.
You can.
Worst case scenario, I want to get to the dock 154 so I can get my actual gear.
Yeah.
Our actual gear is on the ship.
Yeah.
So you make your way across to where it's signposted for docks 1 to 251. Okay, and you make your way across there. Could Vigo, Thorn, and Mike all make me a recon roll, please?
That I can do. Recon, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
Average.
15 affects 7.
Son of a bitch.
He sees their molecules.
Okay. Yeah. You can see through walls. You notice that there's 2 security guards, and you've been walking for quite a while now. You've entered this big, vast warehouse area, and there's sort of trucks being moved around everywhere. There's suits, there's like forklifts that are hovering around and moving around, and there's like a yellow walkway that is sort of painted on the floor with a little person there to show you're supposed to walk in that, and it sort of snakes through the outside of this warehouse. And there's signs up every now and again telling you which way. There's 2 security guards. It's quite a busy place, but you've noticed that they're stuck with you since you moved from the Sunshine Bar.
Mike, did you you notice we picked up a couple shadows?
Mike takes a look. All right. What do you want to do about it?
Well, we got business on Dock 154, so let's just head down there and see if they decide to close on us, well, we can handle it.
Okay. So you make your way through, and you eventually get to Dock 154, and you see the Grim Gideon sort of docking against it, and the cargo bay sort of comes and sort of seals itself to the dock door, and it opens, and it's quite a big space. And yeah, you can now enter the cargo area of the ship, where
Captain.
there are a number of sort of powered trucks that are like hand trucks that you can move the goods around with and sort of ship them out. There's basically a shitload of machine parts in here. It's going to take roughly about half an hour to unload this between you. Are you all unloading, or is one of you going on a bit of a recon? Obviously, Roger's not unloading.
I was going to say no.
I guess we're keeping eyes on the security. They followed us all the way here, have they?
Yeah, they've sort of went back now, and they've sort of disappeared.
Yo, Vigo, need a distraction?
Well, if they're, yeah, it might not hurt to have a little distraction.
He clicks
And
his
then-
neck. Distractions. What I'm good at. You'll know when to go. And this is just basically to give him a window where security are going to be concentrating on me. And what I'm going to do, Jim, is one of the power loaders, I'm going to be like accidentally really, really fast towards them. Be like, watch out, it's out of control. And then like chase after it and then manage to like kind of stop it before it just hits them. But then I'll be like, what are you, are they standing on the yellow bit that they're meant to be standing on?
Yeah, there'll be people. There's we're around by the docks. They're off the walkway, but anybody walking through the warehouse, they sort of stick to this almost yellow brick road. But it's
but these 2 security guys aren't.
No, they've sort of moved. Right. So, could you make me a pilot roll? Would it be a pilot roll?
Drive.
Drive.
Yeah,
A
drive.
drive
Yeah,
roll.
drive.
Sorry,
Sorry, drive. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
don't,
drive roll.
I don't have drive, so it's a dexterity,
Minus,
right?
yeah,
Yep.
dexterity -3.
-3.
-3.
-3. That's fine. So it's just a 0 roll, basically. I'm just trying to basically fake it out of control. It doesn't matter if it actually goes out of control as long as it goes in the general direction.
Okay, so you start it. What's going on? And you sort of spin it round as you get to the sort of through the airlock or whatever, and you smash it into the ship's door frame, and the sort of machine parts break open from being all strapped down, and they spill all over the floor. This is going to take you about an hour to unload now.
Vigo considers that an adequate distraction and slips
There are,
off.
there are a few security guys who come over.
And and instead, like now, I'm making a crowd out of it and making like loads of people run over and that, and it's basically just trying to give Vigo basically those two security guards aren't going to notice him, and then stealthing off just to make sure.
So there is a guy in a very high vis yellow jumpsuit who comes over, and he's got a clipboard. Yeah. What's going on here? Yeah. You'll need to fill out a form here. Yeah, we're hard on health and safety. Yeah. Yeah. You'll be needing to.
Fenrir turns him and is like, "I'm already having a bad enough day," and like bares his fangs at him.
Whoa!
Back it up. Nobody got hurt. It doesn't matter. I'll load it back up. Get out of here.
We'll need to take a breath test, sir. Yeah, and if you fail, yeah, you're going to be banned from here for the next 2 weeks. Yeah.
Put anything near my face and I'll bite you.
You got a certificate of training for using that thing, sir?
Can I approach him and point out that Fenrir is still on the vessel and isn't on his dock? He has no jurisdiction on our vessel, only on the dock. So he wants to step off our ship because currently he's trespassing. And he can get his high vis and do whatever he likes on his dock.
Well, okay, we'll move.
And I'm going to pick up a clipboard from the desk near the back of the door, and just hold it in my hand.
And we'll move across to Vigo as he slips away. So Vigo, where are we looking?
So he's going to just try to, slide between. He's trying to make himself unnoticed as he's moving towards dock 149. Wants to get a visual on it.
As you've moved around the warehouse, you have noticed there's some security guys here that sort of look after gear. So for instance, if there's some high value products, there'll be security in there, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. As you get to Dock 149, you notice that there's something on the ground floor level. It's not up on the racking, but it's a big cargo container, and there are some security around it. There's about 7 security. Could you make me a recon roll, please, Vigo?
I can. And the difficulty?
Average.
13.5 effects.
Motherfucker. I'm not this bitter and twisted all the time, by the way, people. Yeah. I feel bullied and bruised by these people.
You're working into his wheelhouse at the moment. That's why.
Absolutely. So you've noticed something about these guards. Now, the guards on the station are all well dressed in their jumpsuits, clean shaven. They look a bit. These look like they've been sleeping in their jumpsuits, and some of them are unshaven. They just look uncomfortable in what they're wearing. Okay,
so I'm going to actually do my first Scion roll of the night here. I'm a telepath, so I'm going to use the power life detection, which has a distance range which is up to several kilometers. Cost me 1 side point. It's an easy telepathy roll, but it will tell me the number of animals, people, very precise. So I'm trying to determine if there are humans inside that cargo container or
Excellent.
sentient life.
Make me a roll, sir.
All right, so telepathy, easy roll. 19, 11 effects. How the hell does
Wow.
I rolled a 6 and a 5 on the dice. That was a thing of beauty. But it did cost me 1 psion point. So it temporarily drops my psion strength.
There are the 7 guards, and there seems to be 12 other souls in the cargo container.
Right. So with that, Vigo Hyde will pull back and head back towards Dock 154 with a breakdown of the security forces and confirmation of where the hostages are being held.
Okay, you get back
how many
there.
people are on? Sorry, Jim. How many people
Yeah.
are on the tablet that I was scrolling through?
12.
Okay.
Well, there wasn't. There was about 20.
Okay.
So he gets Hyde's got he's got a comm link or a neuro link, so he's just calming with Agent Thorne on the way back to Dock 154.
That's fine. I've got a neuro link. We don't have to
Yep.
talk. We can just think to each other.
Yep. So it just confirmed the seven guards. There's a cargo container on the base floor. It's got 12 life signs inside it. Probably are people, but we can't confirm exactly which ones.
So, are you going back to the Grim Gideon, Vigo?
Yeah.
Okay, as you get back there, you notice the guy with the high-vis suit on and some of the security are still there and they're still arguing. Yeah, I think you'll find, Mr. Thorne, that some of those machine parts are indeed on the shop floor. Yeah, so I think that constitutes as being in my realm of justice. Now, if you would get your friend to breathe into this device, and but we could take a sample of his breath.
You want dog breath?
As Vigo walks up, he will use teleempathy on the individual and make him feel extremely friendly towards us and want to help us.
Okay.
That's a routine telepathy check, and will cost.
Okay. I want you to make that with the Bane, because this guy is especially passionate about his health and safety, as all health and safety people are. Yeah. So
it's only fair.
Yeah. You're going to have to break him to.
Not a problem. 11 3 effects.
Fucker. Well, yeah, you guys are welcome to come anytime, but I'd prefer if you could get him to breathe into this, and then we can close off this case. Yeah,
my friend, I'll take care of it. I'll clean this up. You don't have anything to worry about here. I know you're really busy, and I'd hate to have this problem you. So you give me the paperwork. I'll make sure it's filled out, and I'll give it to you as soon as we're done offloading, and I'll get all this cleaned up for you.
Yeah, I do need this all closing off because I have opened the case.
No, absolutely. Just here, I'll take care of it for you because I know how important safety and health is.
It's all right. I can't leave my tablet and my clipboard here. Your name is, sir?
My name is Vigo Hyde.
Okay. What are you doing later, Mr. Vigo? Would you like to go out for a drink?
Absolutely. It's good to make friends on the station.
Yeah.
You run a tight ship here, and I appreciate that.
You're a rather large friend, the one with the big teeth and the what is his name?
Mr. Fenrir Longfang.
Okay.
He's a valuable friend and consultant. You just caught him on a bad day. He had a family crisis.
I'm sure it'll be clear, but if you can just get him to breathe into this.
Oh, sure. I turn around and breathe into it and hand it back to him.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. He doesn't seem to notice because he's got his head in this tablet. Okay. Oh, that seems to be clear. Okay. Can I just ask you to get your friends to be really careful around here? Yeah. I mean, if everybody goes around dropping parts, it'd create a health and safety menace. Yeah. It'd be a real danger zone through here. Yeah. So, I'd like to show you. And he sort of pulls, like he lifts paper off his clipboard and moves the tablet away. And there's a bit of shiny metal there. It's almost like a mirror. He says, you have to look at the clipboard. That's who's responsible for your health and safety. Yeah. And he sort of puts it up to your face and you can see yourself in it. Yeah. It's got to be safe. It's got to be secure. Yeah. Make sure your loads are secure. Yeah. If we're going to put them up in the air, they've got to be secure. Yeah. So it's a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Fenrir and Mr. Vigo. I'm sure that I'll learn a lot more about you later, Mr. Vigo. And have you been to the Sunshine Bar?
I'll meet you there after your shift is over and after I get done with this. We can sit down and you can tell me all about safety and health.
Yeah, absolutely. There seems to be a bit of liquid on the floor down there. That could be oil. Can we get that cleaned up properly, please?
We'll take care of it.
Get some absorbent crystals down there. Yeah, let's get that sorted because slips and falls. They're the big achievers around here.
Done.
Okay, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. And if you ever need anything or advice on health and safety, then I suggest you ask for Mike Bone. Yeah.
Will do, Mike.
Okay, thank you. And I'll see you later, Mr. Vigo.
See you later.
Sunshine Bar, 11 p.m.
Sounds good. That shift change.
Be there and be safe.
Indeed. These are the sacrifices I make for you, Mr. Longfang. Now let's get down to business.
I could have just bitten his face off. It would have been quicker.
Yeah, but that would.
Do you understand the amount of paperwork we would have had to deal with if you did that?
Nobody would have found the body. Right. If we found where we need to go.
Well, Dock 149's got a cargo container down there with 12 life signs in it, 7 security guards surrounding it. Not station security, though.
Excellent. So we can kill them.
So are we going to talk to Parker and tell him what's going on?
Was there a ship docked? Did you see a ship?
There was no ship docked there. It was just a cargo container.
We have to bring her back here then. Well, we don't need to tell Parker. Put her on the ship.
Are we going to get Parker to move the ship? Dock it there? We can just run the whole container straight into the back.
Well, Thorne, is Captain Parker on board with this? I mean, it's going to put a big target on his ship if we make off with the Hazard Wings property.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Hey,
how about you, Rich Boy? You've got a vessel, don't you? A ship?
I do.
Okay.
Well, since it's your job, sounds like a match made in heaven.
Yes,
hey, boys, what did that health and safety dude want?
Oh, Captain Parker, we took care of it. It's nothing.
Okay, yeah. I want. We've got 100 tons of animal feed to put on the ship, if you would, please.
I'm sorry, Parker. You seem to be forgetting something. Our contract was to get your stuff here. You want a new contract of loading? You could draw something up. But until such a time, we've got another job we got to handle quickly.
Look, I did you a favor. I'd really appreciate it if you could load this on, and then we can close our business.
Last time I checked, unloading all of that was doing you a favor.
Indeed, but some of your gear's on my ship. If you're going to say that you're leaving now,
my gear's right here, and there's a big old container right next to Fenrir. He's already packed his stuff up. Thank you very much for traveling us here.
How long will it take to put the feed on the ship? Just to stay on his good side.
It'll take about an hour at most.
Okay. I'm happy to help put the feed on his ship due to me having a workshop in his cargo bay.
Yeah, Heidel, Vigo Heidel help. He's
Yeah.
I'll help as well.
he tries to keep a fairly low profile wherever he goes. So
Fenrir is not enjoying these kind of
Say,
tasks.
Mike, you're enjoying this. It's something different to what you've always done, and you feel like you're getting stuck into good old manual work. Yeah, I know you're a bit grumpy and old and things, but it's almost like you've still got it in you, and you sort of, it's something different. You're really enjoying this sort of work, even though it is quite tedious.
Clearly, I missed my calling.
Yeah. Goes, yeah, Thorn, if you want, you can take that rusty heap back there as well. Take,
Yeah. I will. I'll get it off.
Take him with you. See if you can do anything with him. It's by far and away above my skills.
Yeah.
And I paid nothing for him, so you can have him.
No, brilliant. Harkin, are you going to get your ship and dock it down at 149?
Once it's clear, I wouldn't want my ship at risk.
All right, pretty boy, float it just outside and we'll give you the go ahead when it's okay. Also, we're only here for one person. We're only getting paid for one person. I say we open the door, let them scatter. It'll take Hazard a few days to regather them all back up before they notice we've got what we came for and we're gone.
Okay. If that's what you want to do.
That's not what I want to do. It's what we need to do.
That's nice for you.
we'll see when we get there. Harkin, how about we take your ship, dock, and assault from your ship? Half assault from the ship, half assault from the entrance to 149. That way we catch him by surprise from two different directions.
My ship isn't exactly designed for assault.
Well, it's only small arms fire at most we're gonna have to deal with. It's not like your spaceship can't handle a few laser burns.
I don't think it would be necessary to use it in that manner.
Okay, how about if once Parker's left, we get your ship, dock it down here at 154, so we're just down the road.
I'm going to be like tapping away on my computer and seeing if they can basically bring the ship to somewhere into this vicinity, and they can come up with whatever reason they need to.
There is an opening on dock 151.
Yeah, I'll basically have it come down there.
Okay.
Fair. Are you actually going to join us in a rescue of your hostage for your daddy, or are you just going to sit back and watch that?
Well, I'll help with that, but unloading containers, that's not why I'm here.
I'm going to point at my workshop that's currently in the dock in the cargo area of Parker's ship and say, do you mind if I stick that in your cargo hold?
I'll look at it. There's plenty of space. I don't see why not.
Cool. It will rise because I can basically I can control it with my mind because it's a drone, so it will just kind of lift off the ground and start making its way out.
Now, we're not going to be able to gear up and move through the station, so we're looking at assaulting this in cloth armor and hand weapons.
Don't know what you're talking about, Vigo. I'm going over there. I'm putting my armor on.
How secure is the rest of the station, as in around these levels, Jim?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of security about, and you have to book. You've booked your ship into dock 151. Yeah, and it tells you sort of how long you've got there, who you need to talk to.
So yeah, it's basically you couldn't bring off like arms and armaments off those. Okay.
It gives you the name of the dock leader that's there, sort of thing, that can, answer questions for you, give you a hand, for obviously the right tips.
Okay, well, I'll arrange for the ship's boat of my vessel to collect whatever personal possessions these people need collecting.
Okay.
Okay. And are you docking on 151?
Yeah, my ship will, but the ship's boat will come to this one to pick up their stuff
Yeah.
and then take it through space to my ship.
Okay.
Fenrir is taking his gear with him. He's not going into a combat situation in cloth.
We could collect it at my dock and perhaps incentivize the customs official.
It's currently in a big metal container, and Fenrir is just carrying it at the moment. You wouldn't know really what's in it. It's just a giant locked container.
I'm assuming there's like customs scanners and stuff though.
I assume we haven't gone through them though, because we're in the actual cargo area rather than.
As soon as we try and leave, I'd imagine they're there.
I think often these places you have like cargo side, so that it's not until you actually have to take it out of the loading.
I was going to say, I imagine the loading area is just one massive long area with loads of like sort of jetty type things and tubes that come out. So rather than it being like a controlled zone every time you go through one, otherwise no one would get anything done.
Yeah, it's almost like a warehouse now, but instead of a lorry, your ship fits onto it. There's plenty of space there. You know, to get it on, and away you go.
I'm not going to like whack on my gear on so that security as we're walking through see me. I'm going to get to like as close as I think we can get to 149. Then I'm going to gear up.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So we will leave it there for this week, as you're getting ready to go and find your container full of slaves. So I'd just like to say thank you everybody for watching. I do hope that we've not messed up too much. I'm sure we managed our way through that.
Giveaway time.
Yeah, really enjoyed that. Lots of good role playing. So yeah, as we said earlier, we've got a book giveaway. Thank you to Mongoose to do now. Where am I? Okay, so what do we have to do? Is it hashtag Black Flag?
Hashtag Black Flag, and is it 2 minutes that you to put it in there?
You've got 2 minutes to put hashtag Black Flag in the chat, and then after 2 minutes we'll draw to see who wins a physical version. It's not just a PDF; it's an actual physical version of this book. Yeah, which I have to say is one of the best core rule books I've seen. It's brilliant, absolutely amazing, good product. So yeah, next 2 minutes, let's get that Black Flag, hashtag Black Flag up.
What else do we got going on this week?
Yes, absolutely.
Tomorrow, don't we have the first episode of Fractured Empire, I believe?
Wow. Yeah.
First episode of season 2.
First episode of season 2, Fractured Empire is back. Star Wars. I'm looking forward to that.
I have to say, every time I've played sci-fi in Garblag, it always seems to be with Dan with D6 Star Wars. Yeah, brilliant. But yeah, is Fractured Empire the new system?
It's the Fantasy Flight one. Yes, it's using Edge of Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It is good fun.
And is that at 9 o'clock tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah, 9 o'clock tomorrow.
So yeah, please join us for that. Is there anything going on Friday?
Oh, well, on Garblag North America
North America
night. Yeah, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, absolute middle of the night in Great Britain. Matt will be running his own Conan one-shot. And then the following week, we'll be back to Octum Cthulhu to finish up the Shadows of Atlantis.
Cool.
Excellent. And Friday, do we have anything on Friday? Nope.
No.
Okay, so Friday's clear at the moment. Maybe one shot's going on, whatever. And next Monday is clear as well, I believe. And then Tuesday, is that still Coriolis with Millie?
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic show. If you've not seen any of that, you need to watch that. More sci-fi and the brilliant Coriolis system put across well by Millie as well, who's exceptionally experienced and good at putting that across. So can't speak highly enough of that. Okay, so let's pick a winner for this book, this physical gem. Okay, thanks to Mongoose Games. Okay.
Hey,
okay. Laughing Outlaw, you've won the book, so congratulations.
Congratulations, Matt.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Matt. absolutely. Enjoy. Yeah, we'll be getting that book to you via Mongoose, I believe. But yeah, okay. So congratulations, Matt. Great to see someone win that. Thank you for joining us. I think we've got a really good audience all night. So thank you for bearing with us.
Don't forget to join us next week for more giveaways.
Absolutely. We've got, so for the next 2 weeks as well, we've got more. We've got another core book to give away next week. And after that, we've got a surprise. So it's going to be a big one. So I'm not going to give that away yet. Yeah, but we'll tell you what that is at the end of next session. But it's a good one. It beats the core rulebook, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking part, and please bear with us through it and, join in. Any feedback you've got, put it in. Anything you'd like to see. Like I say, it's a bit of a sandbox campaign. So, any ideas you've got or you want to throw my way, I'm sure I can hammer it in as we make our way through the Trojan Reach, whether the group will become pirates or pirate chasers or privateers or whatever. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. It's been amazing. Thank you, players, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.